Caitlin Clark from deep. Let's check it out. Right here. And she's going to come around the side, way downtown. Boom. Knocked it in. I mean, absolutely beautiful stuff. Here we go. This is our first three right here. You got Kelsey Plum over to Monique Billings, over to Caitlin Clark.
Boom. 8 long months. 8 painful, frustrating months away from the court. And then just like that, Caitlin Clark stepped back onto the floor. 5 minutes into the first quarter, she checked into the game. And within moments, she reminded the entire basketball world exactly who she is. Team USA dismantled Senegal 110-46 in what was supposed to be a routine warm-up game. Instead, it turned into Caitlin Clark's dramatic return to the sport. 17 points, 12 assists, 4 three-pointers, 0 turnovers. All of it in just 20 minutes of play. The crowd inside the arena went wild. Social media exploded, and the message from number 22 was loud and clear. She is back. She is healthy, and she is not here to play around. Welcome back, Caitlin Clark. The basketball world missed you.
Caitlin Clark had a berserk 17 points. Wow. 4 of 5 from three-point range, 12 assists in 19 minutes and 21 seconds. Absolute, pure, unadulterated domination.
Now, let's set the stage for people who might not realize just how big this moment actually was. This wasn't just another exhibition game. This was a FIBA World Cup qualifier held in Puerto Rico. A tournament where Team USA is evaluating new talent and experimenting with different lineups as they prepare for the 2026 FIBA World Cup in Berlin and eventually the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. And right in the middle of all that preparation, Caitlin Clark stepped onto the court and delivered a performance that nobody expected to be this dominant. 17 points and 12 assists in just 20 minutes of action as the United States crushed Senegal by 64 points. The final score, 110-46. This wasn't just a basketball game. It was a statement.
Caitlin Clark finally back on the basketball court, and it lived up to the anticipation. I mean, you immediately see it as soon as she checks into the game. She's the best point guard in the world, right? And she has vision and an ability to play make unlike anyone the women's game has ever seen before. And I've always put up her vision with anyone I've ever seen, male or female.
What made the performance even more unbelievable was the way it started. Clark didn't even begin the game as a starter. She checked in off the bench about 5 minutes into the first quarter. And the very first 3 times she touched the basketball, all 3 possessions ended in assists. 3 touches, 3 assists. That was her introduction to senior national team basketball. No hesitation, no adjustment period, no easing into the game. She immediately found teammates in space, pushed the tempo, and read the floor like she had a built-in GPS guiding every decision. Her playmaking instincts were operating on a completely different level from everyone else on the court.
Caitlin's 3 turnovers, one was with 10 seconds to go in the game. So one was with 4 seconds to go in the game, didn't matter. She tried to show a full court, inch perfect pass to injuries. But Caitlin Clark led the team in plus minus, was second on the team in scoring, and had almost half the team's assists. There are times where Caitlin Clark's tempo is not you don't need Caitlin Clark's tempo. But there are times you do. But there are times you do need her tempo. And Caitlin Clark, there's no question about it. Caitlin Clark is going to be the starter at the Olympics in 2028.
By halftime, the numbers were already shocking. Clark had 8 points and 8 assists in just 10 minutes of playing time. And she still hadn't committed a single turnover. Let that sink in for a moment. 10 minutes, 8 points, 8 assists, 0 turnovers. Those are not the statistics of someone returning from an 8-month absence. Those are the numbers of a player who is locked in, fully healthy, and playing with a hunger that injuries simply could not extinguish. Commentators were losing their composure on the broadcast. Fans in the arena were cheering every pass she made. And social media was already exploding with highlight clips before the second half even began. Caitlin Clark had officially arrived on the senior national team stage in the most dramatic way possible.
In this game, Caitlin Clark comes off the bench for Team USA, which I have no problem with, by the way. I mean, this is her senior national team debut. Chelsea Gray got the start. A bunch of the vets got the start. Angel Reese did start for Team USA, but part of that reason is, they're not a very big team. Aaliyah Boston out with injury, but you understand the hierarchy, the pecking order, however you want to put it. But as soon as Clark checked in, she got down to business. And you can see the pace pick up immediately too. Her command of the team. And on her first 3 touches, she got 3 assists. So she comes in.
But before we get carried away celebrating the performance, we also need to talk about the controversy that erupted earlier in the day. Because when Team USA announced the starting lineups, fans immediately noticed something that shocked them. Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, and Kalia Copper, all Olympic gold medalists from the Paris 2024 team, were starting ahead of Caitlin Clark. The internet exploded, and not in a good way. Fans flooded Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and every sports forum imaginable with frustration and disbelief.
Some called it a mistake.
Others believed it was disrespectful. A few even suggested it was a political decision to keep Clark from dominating the spotlight. The debate became loud, passionate, and impossible to ignore.
This was the starting 5 announcement. I did not know who was starting. I was not monitoring this, and then the starting 5 came on the court. By the way, Angel Reese started in this game. Okay. But, yeah, sure. Let's put Chelsea Gray in. What is the deal, folks? What is the deal? Chelsea Gray, 11 minutes, 3 points, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. Stop it. Stop that nonsense. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Clown show. I definitely turned it off when I saw Caitlin wasn't starting.
However, before everyone grabs their pitchforks, there is actually a logical explanation for the decision. USA Basketball made their reasoning very clear. Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, and Kalia Copper are Olympic champions with years of experience in the national team system. They understand the playbook, the rotations, and the defensive schemes that international basketball demands. Meanwhile, players like Caitlin Clark, Paige Buchers, Angel Reese, and Kelsey Plum were being evaluated in these international settings for the first time. This tournament is about testing combinations and building chemistry for the future. So while fans were reacting emotionally, the coaching staff was thinking several moves ahead.
But first, we've got some breaking news from the Indiana Fever. Superstar guard Caitlin Clark confirming that she will not play again this season. Clark posting the news on social media saying, "I spent hours in the gym every day with the singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I am feeling." Caitlin goes on to thank the Fever fans for supporting her and the team through this season. Caitlin Clark, as you know, has missed the last 19 games with a groin injury.
And that brings us to the emotional heart of this story. Because to truly understand why this debut matters so much, you have to remember what Caitlin Clark went through to get here. The 2025 WNBA season was supposed to be the year everything exploded for her. The year she built on her legendary rookie campaign and cemented herself as the best player in the league. Instead, it became the most difficult season of her career. First came a groin injury that forced her to miss games early in the year. For someone who had never missed a game in 4 years at Iowa and had played through every physical challenge during her rookie season, it was devastating. She appeared in only 13 games. And when she finally announced in September that her season was over, she admitted that the word disappointment wasn't even strong enough to describe how she felt. The basketball world felt that pain with her.
Obviously didn't stand a chance no matter who was on the floor for Team USA. But Caitlin in the game, look at that, delayed screen roll action. Perfect pocket pass for the first assist. Then, see there out to Kelsey Plum. Pretty routine, but sees it early. Gets it out to her. Kelsey Plum knocks it down. Then on this one, you're out in transition. Finds Billings for the finish. So some nice dime work right off the bat from Caitlin Clark.
But this is also where the story becomes exciting again, because Clark didn't return to the national team alone. She stepped onto the court alongside some of the brightest young stars in women's basketball. Paige Buchers, Angel Reese, Kelsey Plum. Several of them were also making their senior national team debuts in this tournament. You had Caitlin Clark, arguably the most dangerous shooter and playmaker in the sport today. You had Paige Buchers, fresh off an incredible college career and already considered one of the most exciting young guards in the world. And you had Angel Reese, relentless rebounder with a competitive fire that never shuts off. Watching them share the court felt like watching the blueprint for the next era of Team USA being drawn in real time.
This was a three-pointer that sealed the deal. Paige Buchers to Caitlin Clark for three.
Beckers.
Backdoor. Paige Buchers, one dribble. Out to Caitlin Clark, three. No doubt in her mind. No second guessing. Shooting with confidence. She sat a majority of the third quarter. Shout out to everybody in the venue. We were saying, damn, are we not getting that double-double? Is Caitlin Clark going to sit the rest of the game? Are we really going to be one bucket away from the double-double a la Christy Sides in 2024? Or is she going to get back in there? She got back in there.
To go in
Here we
the
go.
first.
Earlier in the first, dribble handoff, one dribble, pull up, bang. Didn't miss a beat.
Now, let's talk about the actual basketball itself, because the stat line doesn't even fully capture how dominant Clark looked. She didn't just score 17 points. She scored them with range, confidence, and authority. 4 three-pointers in just 20 minutes of action. The signature deep shots that have defined her career since her days at Iowa were all there. Pull-ups from near the logo, catch-and-shoot threes from the corner, step-back shots from almost 30 feet away. Defenders barely had time to react. And that was the biggest question heading into this game. After 8 months away from competitive basketball, would the rhythm still be there? Would the confidence still be the same? Force Flash three-pointers answered that question immediately. The answer was yes.
Caitlin Clark with the double-double in her first game in over 200 days. She had 8 points, 8 assists at the half, folks. Yeah, so interesting. There, I knew the blowback. Social media explodes in 3, 2, 1. Agenda at work at USA Basketball. Guys, I told you. I've been telling you for a while. Get ready for that USA Basketball agenda. Did I not? Here we are. And you know what? Got to give Caitlin Clark credit. Comes in off the bench, burns it down. It burns the house down.
When the final buzzer sounded on the 110-46 victory, the conversation immediately shifted from what just happened to what comes next. Because if Caitlin Clark can produce a performance like that in her very first senior national team game after 8 months away, what happens when she is fully back in rhythm? What will she look like in 3 weeks? What will she look like at the FIBA World Cup in Berlin? And most importantly, what will she look like at the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles?
Clark is going to be the starter at the Olympics in 2028. There is no question about that. No more bullshit social media narrative. Paige is PG1. Paige did not play 1 second of point guard today. Caitlin will be their starter in the Olympics. And if she's not the starter, it's going to be Chelsea Gray playing 3 minutes and Chelsea Gray and Caitlin Clark playing 25 minutes. Chelsea Gray playing 8 minutes and Caitlin Clark 25.
In the end, this game proved something important to anyone who still had doubts about Caitlin Clark's future. The injury is behind her. The rust is gone. The shot is still elite. The playmaking instincts are sharper than ever. The competitive fire, the same fire that made her the most watched and most talked about player in women's basketball, never disappeared. It was simply waiting for the moment to return. And now that moment has arrived. This performance wasn't just impressive. It was a declaration. Caitlin Clark stepped onto the international stage and delivered a message in the only language sports truly understand: performance. She is here. She is healthy. And she belongs at the very top of the game. The 8 months away did not break her. If anything, they may have made her even stronger. And based on what we just witnessed in this game against Senegal, the best chapter of Caitlin Clark's career might still be ahead.